Okay. Yeah, you might have wanted to to at least cut your camera off there. Anyway, okay. All right, what am I doing? All right. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. Today, of course, is Sunday. It's Sunday, October the 5th, 2025. Rick. So, just so everybody knows, today is our weekly look back down comics history lane. We're still in, of course, we're still going through comics that went on sale in June of 1940. This week we'll be looking at Standard. Of course, before we do get into everything, now that of course that he's back, I'm going to hand the reins off to my co-host for the evening for a moment, Rick Piper, to give him a chance to promote any projects he's doing, promote his channel. The shtick right there, Rick.
I hope so. I've been at this long enough. If I don't know the shtick by now, it's there's a problem.
Yeah.
But okay, so first off, I'm gonna put a link to my Kickstarter for Canadian Shield 3 in the chat. Although most people that come by know about it, but still, for those that might not and would like to check it out, I do comic books. They're faith-based. This one's the Canadian Shield. This is the third issue. You can get back issues off this campaign. And so, go check it out. And thanks for doing so.
You might want to check your mic because it's kind of coming in and out a little bit.
Okay, hold on.
Everybody go check out Rick's channel.
Is that better?
Say a little bit more, just like.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's going to be better now. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. Maybe it's because I was mumbling a bit. Who knows?
Could have been. Yeah, it's better now. It's better now.
Okay, so that's good that it's better.
All right. So, anyways, how'd your weekend go, Rick?
Not too bad.
Yeah, since I had to call you in here today because originally, of course, I had Apex scheduled, but I guess maybe partly because I forgot to remind him or whatever. I guess he was not able to get the week off this week, so we had to reschedule him for another week. And I called you in, and then when I looked at the thing again, I realized, I'm going to have you on for 3 straight weeks now. Whoa, what was that? Sounds like a little buzzer fly or something like that. Wow, something just whipped on your mic there. Because if you are talking, Rick, I'm not hearing your voice. I'm hearing some kind of little moth fly or something like that sound.
Is that better now?
Well, let's wait and see here. Just keep talking. We'll see.
Okay. I think I hit my mic when the the fly sound thing, and it messed up the connection for the thing. So it should. be all right now. And then I unplugged it and plugged it back in, but I was over sharing it out and I was muted because I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Talk about your comedy of errors, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything more that you want to promote or anything before we?
No, I'm good for now.
All right.
I might
All right. So
put a link to my channel
go ahead.
later on.
All right. All right. A friendly reminder to everybody, of course, if you guys haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Let's see now. So with that being said, there is one other little announcement I do have to make this week. Now, Grant, even though I have scheduled shows every day like I normally do this week, I do have to let everybody know that this week I'm on call for jury duty. Now, I don't have to go in tomorrow. Here where I live in California, it's kind of one day, one jury kind of thing where you either go in for just one day, or you go in and if you get put on a jury, then you have to serve out the time of the jury until they excuse you.
Yeah.
But so I have I'm on call for jury duty this week, so I may end up, at some point during the week. Now hopefully I call in every day and I don't have to go in, and then my jury service will be done. That'll be nice, but
yeah.
But
if not,
but you see, I don't necessarily mind doing jury duty either, because I look at it as my civic duty. I have no issues with that part either. Just let you guys know that I may have to, cancel one of the shows
or multiple.
Depending upon what happens. Yeah, at least one. But as always, I'll keep everybody appraised of what's going on. And of course, if I have to, I'll let you guys know on my community post on my channel.
Yeah, you just, if you call in and you get it, they say you have to go in. You quickly bring up your YouTube channel, put the post off to jury duty.
Well, what I would more likely do is, depending, if I have to go in, then I'll just simply cancel the show on the day that I have to initially go in. If I end up getting put on a jury, then I'll just let everybody know. I will probably put a post up or maybe even a video up, letting everybody know, hey, look, these shows that for this week will be. I mean, obviously, we'll still be doing the Sunday shows because, that Sunday I don't have to go for jury on that.
Unless they request you to somewhere.
That would be a little problematic. But anyways, so just letting everybody know on that. So again, for my Rumble and my YouTube viewers, one last friendly reminder before we get into talking about what we're going to be doing tonight. If you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. And don't forget, of course, Rick's link to Canadian Shield is up there. You got Canadian Shield 3. If you guys want to go check that out, feel free to go do so. Rick, you also have your own YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, just Cross Comics. It's fairly easy to remember. I'll put a link up for it later.
All right.
Because
and what exactly do you do on your channel?
Right now I'm doing a lot of coloring. I try and have some panelists on that we just talk about whatever might come up. Sometimes it's about my comics. Sometimes it's about whatever might be going on or whatever.
I think you had a chat session yesterday, right? in for a moment. And then you have a chill stream on Tuesday nights, right?
Yeah, well, right now my chill stream is all my streams are basically the same right now. I'm trying to get my book colored because it's got in about a month or so I've got to be printing it, so I want to make sure it's done for that for in about a month from now.
All right. Okay, so with all that being said now, let's talk about what's on tap for tonight. So tonight, we're going to be going over comics that went on sale from, Standard, Standard, also known as Better Book. At the point we're in now, they were known as Better Book. Better Book, Standard, Pines, Nature, all the same company basically. They were known.
We're gonna have to see whether they're better than the rest.
Yeah. So tonight we'll be taking a trip. We'll be taking some trips through Thrilling Comics number 7, Exciting Comics number 4, and Startling Comic number 2. We'll be reading such features as Captain Future, Masked Rider, Destined Son of the Gods, and The Woman in Red. So. And then we might even do some humor stuff at the very end from so the first two are in Startling Comics number 2. Thesson is in Thesson is kind of like a Thor-like story, as I recall.
You're gonna have to excuse me for a few minutes. Again, I have to go to the washroom.
Okay. So, before you, Rick.
Yeah, I have the one that I'm gonna have to sit on the throne. So.
Well, I get that, but you might want to cut your camera off for a moment if you can. I don't think you want people to watch you walking away. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, all right. So we'll kind of wait till Rick gets back. Again, guys haven't already, so we already went through all that. So alrighty then. Let me see now. La 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 la. Little Smurfs team going there. Let's see now. That helps a little bit. Anyway, as always, guys, feel free to comment and or ask questions. If anything grabs your attention here. Let's see. So, as I said tonight, we'll be, and we'll probably hit some humor stories up at the very end as well. So, we have Jefferson. Hello, hey Jefferson Starship. Trevor, welcome to the stream. If anything, you can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. Engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll try to answer the questions best of our ability. So we'll get started here in a moment as soon as Rick gets back. Of course, tonight we'll be going over some stuff from books that are known as from Better Books Publishing. I already went through all that. Then afterwards, we'll have this weekend in each history. Then we'll wrap things up. But anyways, so how's everybody's weekend going? Anybody have anything exciting they did this weekend they want to talk about for the moment while we're waiting for Rick to come back? Hey, Pizzozo. Do you both have comic books? If you mean, do we both own comic books? Like we have books that we can read? I know I do, and I believe Rick does as well. If you're asking if we both like do comic books, he's more of a comic book creator. I'm more of a commentator. So, I will read comics, and I of course read the comics here. But I literally just came in. All right, Vincenzo. Yeah, but to answer your question, Jefferson Starship, if you're meaning have as like to possess or own, I think we both do. Let's see. If you're talking about the idea of do we both create comics? Rick creates comics. I do not. So Rick, I know you probably just caught the very last portion of what I just said there. Jefferson Starship Trooper was asking if we have comic books. So I
do. I create my own comic books. I have technically 3 out. I'm about to have a 4th one out in the next month. I've been crowdfunded it on a site called Fund My Comic. It was successful, but I am doing a crowdfunder on Kickstarter as well. That has.
Well, I didn't know what he meant by have comic books, because he might have just simply been asking if like have as in to possess or own comic books, and
and if he means do I own comic books that are like DC and Marvels, and maybe some other companies out there that have existed, yes, I do have those. I have about 3,000 of them.
Okay, so there's your answer. We both have comic books. Rick is a comic book creator. So there you go.
And hello, Fitzchozo as well.
Yeah. All right. So
hello, Jefferson.
Anyways, with all that out of the way, with this comedy of errors here, why don't we go ahead and I will pull up the Comic Book Plus site. We will prepare to do some reading here. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one there. All right. So let's see. I think, as I said, we're going to do Startling Comics number 2 first.
How startling will this comic be?
I guess we'll find out soon enough when we get started reading it.
I'd be startled
and I think I told you this already, Rick, already a couple of times, I guess. But the second time, we're kind of interrupted with the sound issues. But when I had to call you in to fill in for Apex tonight, that meant, of course, now you're going to be on 3 straight weeks here.
Yeah, I knew. I realized that when I said yes.
Yeah, so.
Because I was, it was 2 weeks away that, instead of, like a month like normal. But hey, it is what it is. So.
All right, so here we go. Featuring Captain Future, Man of Tomorrow, Startling Comics, number 2. There he is right there.
Gives you a little bit reminder of Jake Garrick Flash with the red shirt with the lightning bolt on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seemed like a lot of heroes at that point had that kind of design, whether they were like super speedsters or like Captain Marvel as well had a kind of the red suit with the lightning bolt as well.
Yeah, but his is coming up about from where his belt is, sort of like Jake Garrick Flash did as well. Up into the middle where Captain Marvel was just in the middle, a lightning bolt, like almost like Superman's ass or Batman's bat symbol.
All right.
But
Your mic dropped a couple of times
Oh,
there.
that might be. I gotta make sure I'm a little closer, and I gotta make sure I speak up. That could be it. I'm not speaking up enough.
Uh
I
huh.
suddenly lower my voice, and then it becomes
Yeah, you're sounding something more quiet now.
yeah. Well, I did that purposely to demonstrate.
Okay.
And then if I happen to move a little bit away from the mic, it might be even harder.
All right. So with all that being said, so let's go ahead and get started here. From this, we're going to read the Captain Fortune and Masked Rider stories. So
Mean Captain Future,
Captain Future, yeah.
not Fortune.
I guess even my brain's a little wonky right now. Here they are, the thrilling group of magazines for every taste and for every member of the family. Look at all those different magazines they were doing at the time.
Yeah.
And these were not all like comic books per se. I think these are
Yeah.
were actually
These
full on. Like, oh,
well,
go ahead.
some were probably regular magazines, and probably some were pulp. And
Right. Featuring the best novels and stories being written today by America's most popular authors. Ask for them at your newsstand. Low in price, high in quality. You can't go wrong when you read the thrilling magazines. Each one the best of its kind.
So Lone Eagle.
West, startling stories, 10 cents Black Book Detective,
I think it's just supposed to be Black Book Detective. It's just simply
uh,
10 cents.
Everyday Astrology, Popular Detective, Popular Sports, Detective Novel. Look at all those titles. The Real Kid Western.
Thrilling Adventures, Exciting Adventures, Texas Rangers, Thrilling Mystery, Thrilling Comics.
All right. So, anyways,
I guess I don't know why they call themselves Thrilling Magazines. There, sure, this company's not called Thrilling instead of
all right. So, Captain Future. Accidentally crossing the gamma ray with the infrared band, Dr. Andrew Bryant, a studious young research worker, discovers a miraculous source of power, enabling him to perform feats impossible to all others. Determined to use his great prowess in the aid of mankind, he becomes Captain Future, nemesis of crime.
gamma rays. Jeez, where have we heard that before?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a scientist who, if he gets angry, turns into a big green hulking monster, maybe?
Turns into a jolly green giant, or a not so jolly green giant. Although I'm not sure whether 10 feet is. I guess it's sort of giant, but to normal standards, 8 to
Well, yeah,
9.
10 feet would be a giant because, look,
Yeah, Goliath was
some of the
considered a
giants,
giant
some of
at
the
10
giants
feet.
I know I've heard of before, like let's say like Andre the Giant, 7'4", Giant Gonzalez, 7 foot, I think over 7 feet. So
Yeah.
if you got a 10-foot person, that's definitely a giant then. For being so, a screaming man hurdles from a tall skyscraper.
Yes, that's what it sounds like, Fitzgerald. Wait. Well, he didn't become a superhero because of that. He became empowered because of that. Then he chose to become a superhero. He used his powers for good and fight evil wherever he could find it.
Daily Express munitions head falls to death. Police believe John Dean, murder victim. John Dean, wealthy munitions manufacturer, died in a mysterious fall from the Pierce building today.
Fitzchozo says Captain Future is a dumb name by 40 standards. Well, apparently it was a standard name for them.
Well, it's funny because
They may even thought it was a better name.
Out there. This is not the only one. I think there have been 2 or 3 companies that had a Captain Future in their feature lineup.
Or something like that, because I think you're reading one with Metal a few weeks back or a couple weeks back called Future Man.
Oh yeah, Power Nelson. Oh yeah, that was the Prize Comics one. I think you've even read one of those with me before. You might have, because we talk a bit of, in Power Nelson, right? It's set in what they believe 1982 was going to be. If you've heard me talk before about it, you almost get kind of the Jetsons feel to it, because what people thought the future was going to be like in the 60s when they made the Jetsons, this comic from the 40s gave you an idea of what they thought like 40 years down the line in 1982.
Yeah, it's always they never give enough time in comics or TV usually for these changes, to happen. Yes, we've had a lot change in 100 years, but it's not that dramatic.
Right. Well, there are a lot of people who probably, maybe even in the 80s, thought by now we would probably be having, we have
look at Back to the Future.
Not like you have in the Jetsons, though.
Yeah, but look at Back to the Future, like it was done in 85. And they thought by 2015 we'd have like hoverboards, flying cars, walk your dog without walking your dog. There's a lot of things that we don't have.
We don't have hoverboards. There are now some skateboards that are more designed like some of those hoverboards from back then.
Yeah, but what
instead of just being like the kind of like, you had the little tail going up at the end of the skateboard, and where it was more or less kind of a long cylindric shape.
Well, it depends on which
a stick with 2 circles at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that they've called a hoverboard that I've seen is a thing with 2 wheels on either side, and you go, you stand on it, and it's. But that, to me, that's not a hoverboard. None of these hoverboards that or things that they're calling hoverboards look anything like the hoverboard like from Back to the Future, which is just basically a skateboard without wheels.
It's not really hovering anyways. So.
Yeah. And I was going to say another comment to Fitzchozo's last comment. Well, Captain Future may be a dumb standard by 40 standards, but this company certainly thought it was a better name.
The pun master at his game again.
They don't even hover. Yeah, I know. Nothing that we have actually hovers yet.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, because it's probably the first time you guys have seen me since, I guess, Friday. You guys notice anything different?
You got in a fight with a lawnmower and lost?
Not quite. I got a haircut, as I usually do.
So. That's the joke. Got in a fight with a lawnmower and lost.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing new. It's new.
Fought with the lawnmower. The lawnmower won. Fought with the lawnmower. The lawnmower won.
It's new in the fact that you did get it like recently, but it's not new in the fact that you've done it several times.
Yeah.
At certain intervals, you just do it when you feel it's necessary to go get your haircut. You get it. So it's new, but it's not new. It's not something spectacularly.
You better get used to it now. This is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, you got your haircut. Cool. We're all right.
All right. So with that being said, let's get back to the story here. Tragic death claims another munitions manufacturer. So you want to be that guy right there, that gangster?
Here's yours, Nelson. Is that supposed to be something towards Power Nelson? Future Man,
No,
Captain
I
Future.
mean, I doubt it because again, these are two different companies that we're talking about.
Yeah, well,
Power
they could be. They could.
Power Nelson was a character from Prize Comics.
Yeah, I get that. I get the two different things, but I'm meaning like a knock towards him. With that guy being Nelson, they gotta purposely put that in there. Here's yours, Nelson.
Yeah, I don't know
as
I
a
don't really
joke
know
or
if that
whatever.
was really the case, but it's interesting to speculate though. Um, Dr. Andrew Bryant speculates on the strange series of murders. So I'm going to give you a shot and let you try to be Andrew Bryant, aka Captain Future here, Rick. Now remember, it looks more like a thought bubble here than a
Yeah, I see the things. So it's uh, that's the fourth in a row. And all munitions men. Maybe I'd better look into this.
Believing that the next attempt will be made at the Great Britain plant, Bryant applies for a job. Research engineer. Okay, Dr. Bryant, you're hired.
I'll report to the laboratory immediately.
His keen radio ear picks up a far-off conversation. So, you want saying that Wolverine is stuck, huh? Give it to him, boys.
I was right. That murder gang's at work here.
Swiftly adjusting the laboratory apparatus, he charges himself with gamma infrared power.
That does it? I could lick an army now.
Yeah, but why would you want to lick an army?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to taste good.
Yeah. Of course, that was a joke. As we talked about, there are some terms that were used differently back in the 40s. Lick is another name for like smash, beat, kind of.
Well, yeah, well, we even use it somewhat today. We don't quite say it that way. We say somebody's going to get a licking, and we mean somebody's going to get beat up.
Yeah.
So.
Bryant dons the costume of Captain Future. He's still stubborn. Let's give him a taste of the lead.
Here's where I go into action.
He smashes through the window in a headlong dive.
Look out! Look out below! Hope I'm in time.
A murder is averted as Captain Fortune crashes into
Captain who?
Oh, Captain Future. Yeah, crashes into the picture.
Sorry to break up your party, boys.
What the devil? Quick, let him have it, Joe. Crash! The gangster fires, but an invisible magnetic field foils his bullets.
Too bad your bullets can't hurt me.
Look, they bounce off him. Whip-like bolts of electricity halt the thugs.
Like it?
Ugh!
Maybe this will convince you I'm not playing.
Well, actually, there we go. The victim tells his story.
What happened, Mr. Britton?
They were trying to get control of my plant. I don't know who. I don't know for whom. You've saved my life. They're the same gang that did for the other munitions manufacturers.
There they go, in their car now. I've got to trail them.
Great leaps carry him from roof to roof.
Geez, I wonder who else can do that. They were headed for the boulevard. They'll find me pretty hard to shake off.
Spotting the fleeing car, he dives down through space toward the street below.
Now to see where they're bound for.
Attuning himself to the electrical impulses of the car's motor, he flies overhead unseen.
They don't know it, but they're taking me straight to their hideout.
Imagine how dumb they're gonna feel when they do actually realize that.
Oh, they probably won't realize that because, who would even think that, that he used electricity to make himself sort of hover above the car or link himself and hover.
At their headquarters, he hears alarming news. That's a boss's message. Got it? Account to the code book. According to the code book, it means that the battleship Ohio's gonna blow up off Hatteras with lightning speed. Captain Future races toward the doomed ship.
I'll never get there in time. I'll use my power to send a radio message.
Aboard the Ohio. Let's see. Well, you be the sailor there. I'll be the captain.
Look, Captain, some nut says the ship's going to be destroyed.
World full of lunatics. Forget it. He reaches the dreadnought too late.
Great Scott! I'll get the man behind this. I swear it.
Boom!
Ain't it great to be crazy? They think the Ohio was blown up by the Slovakian mine.
Slovenia.
Slovakian mine. Those men I follow weren't Slovakian. They were plain thugs.
Right. Meanwhile, in Slovenia, the American ambassador is ruthlessly slain. Good. Now that'll give the American press something to yap about. Still with me, Rick?
Yeah.
All right. Thought maybe I thought I heard you cut out there for a moment, but guess not. Captain Future receives the news. News! American ambassador is to Slovenia stabbed.
There's a vicious plot behind all this. I'll go back to the gang's headquarters. Maybe I can find a lead. Uh, 100 miles in 20 minutes. That's what I call speed.
Yeah, that's what I think most of us would call speed, right, Rick?
Yeah, that's not bad. Like 20 minutes, 100 miles.
Let's see. Let's see.
That's about 300 miles an
What was
hour.
that again? Let's see. 100 miles in 12 minutes. 12. So 100 miles. So
Oh, that says 12 minutes? I thought it said 20, but
no, 12.
okay, so
100
that's
miles in 12 minutes. So distance, 100 miles equals
about
rate
5.
on time. So 20 minutes or 1/3 of an hour. So let's see.
No, that's 1/5 of an hour.
Oh yeah, that's right. 1/5 of an hour.
So 500 miles an hour.
Let's see. 100 miles in 20 minutes or 12 minutes. So 1/5 of an hour. 1/5 R divided by 100. 1/5 R equals.
So if it's 1/5, that's 5, right? So it'd be 100 times 5.
Well, yeah, because use the reciprocal. So actually, if that's the case, it's 500 miles an hour. Actually,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know I
I
said
thought you
300.
said 100 miles an hour.
No. It's 100 miles in 12 minutes. I originally said 300, and that was because I was thinking it was 20, not 12. And then once I realized it was 12. Still 500 miles an hour. Yeah, it's definitely pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Not
It's
the
like
fastest of a speed.
It's rocket-like speed.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not sure whether it's the fastest of characters back then or not, but it's definitely up there probably.
All right, so he invades the hangout and is attacked fiercely.
Reception committee. Eh.
How'd he get in here? Grab him! He allows himself to be taken into the presence of the gang's lieutenant. What are we doing with him, Hank? Take him downstairs and get rid of him. He is taken to a secret basement and placed in an electric chair.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to hurt him. Tough.
Well, you know that. I know that. He knows that. But the bad guys don't.
No. Right? Yeah. Time for me to get to work.
Switch on the current, Pete. Captain Future's mighty power withstands the shock.
Now it's
go ahead.
Now it's my turn.
Huh? We must be seeing things. Huge lightning bolts flash from his fingertips, downing the onrushing thugs.
Get back, you rats! I'm in command now.
Help!
You can use this to remember
me. Hold on. I'm sorry. Look at the guy who has said help, who said help right there. Look at his face.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Okay.
Looks a bit messed up.
Who does he remind you of, Rick?
I guess it could slightly be reminded of Two-Face.
If that's what you're not who I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I'll kind of give you a couple clues here. He was a world leader during this time period, and his initials were AH.
Oh, Adolf.
Facially, kind of looks, now maybe because of how they're shadowing his mouth there a little bit, it looks like he's got like that little mustache, like right there.
Well, that could supposed to be a mustache, or it could be shading. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But the rest of his face, from what I know, what he looks like, Adolf. the rest of the face doesn't really look like it. Yeah, the mustache sort of is similar. We'll call it a mustache because
Okay, to me, I thought he looked enough like Adolf Hitler to where I thought maybe they're trying to sneak that in or something like that. But
yeah. Well, I don't think it does, but you do. Maybe some other people would. So maybe it could be that. I'm just not sure. I know World War II started at this point.
it had
But
already been going on for a couple years in Europe. And
well,
I
no,
know
we're
and I know
it's
we've talked about this before too. How there were some Americans, particularly in the Jewish community, who are wanting America to actually get involved.
yeah,
But
but it hasn't been a couple years because, as we sort of discussed, it started late 1939, and we're still what, March of 1940.
mhm.
Which month are we in again of 1940?
um, we're into June of 1940.
Okay, so it's been probably going on just over 6 months. So we'll say somewhere between 6 and 9 months.
Mhm.
World War II. So
Mm.
so uh, yeah, I guess he could be a little bit. I don't think too many people would recognize him, especially in the States at this point,
Mhm.
because yeah, you'd be some people that might watch the news.
Mm.
And I don't think, was there TV back then, or was it just radio? I think there was
No,
just
no, it was okay. Most people would get their news, right, either from newspapers or when they went to the movie theaters, they'd get them on the newsreels.
yeah,
So
or they'd get it from a radio.
yeah, the radio, yeah. So radio, newsreels. Back in the early '40s, of course, they didn't have television yet. So what was
Yeah,
so when people would go out to the movies before the movie would start, they'd as kind of the warm act or the icebreaker, whatever you want to call it. They'd
yeah,
have a travel log, a newsreel, and a cartoon
yeah,
because a lot of the classic like Looney Tunes and MGM cartoons that we see that are in the package shows now on like MeTV Tunes and some of these nostalgia channels.
yeah,
Those cartoons were originally shorts in the movie theaters. They were part of that
yeah,
package of stuff they put on to kind of
yeah. And then, of course, we have to remember most movies back then were what is called serials, so they would just be like almost episodes of TV. What we might consider episodes of TV, but you had to
serial
go,
was thrown
but
in
you
there
had to
too.
go to the
It did have
theater to
it did
see
have
them.
it did have some feature films in there as well. So
Yeah, but I don't think there was quite as many. I could be wrong. But yeah, I guess my point is just more there wouldn't have been a lot of people that would have seen a picture of him or would have cared about, paid attention. It would have been more around the time America was getting in the war, I would think, anyways. I could be wrong about that entirely too. But,
yeah. Well,
anyways,
plus we one of the things we talked about here, one of the things like RJ and I think talked about maybe even metal to a slightly lesser degree, and you know, back then because the comic book industry at that time did have a lot of Jewish creators. Most notably, of
yeah,
course, um, Siegel and Schuster.
yeah,
Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster, among others. Um, there was a belief that they were maybe trying to very subtly try to get America into the war effort.
yeah, maybe, but as I
because
know, Americans.
you got to remember there was a lot of Americans who really did not want to be dragged into the war initially.
Yeah,
It wasn't
and then
wasn't really until Pearl Harbor that we got involved in World War II.
yeah.
Anyways,
On with
getting
the
back to the
show.
story. Oh, what was that, Rick?
I said on with the show.
Yeah. Oh, here
You
we
can-
go again. We
You
saw.
can-
We saw. Yeah, this must have been a popular site. Grab a guy by the heels and use him as basically a blunt object to attack his buddies.
Yeah. You can use this to remember me by. Yeah. Grab your partner, swing him round and round.
And bop the bad guys all abound. Future pursues the fleeing lieutenant.
Trying to get away, eh?
I'm glad I got this plane here. He'll never catch me now.
Never say never, never's a word we never use.
The plane takes off, but Captain Future catches its wing in a great soaring leap.
You have to
They
put
actually
down
give
a
us-
little.
oh wait. Actually, there was some dialogue down here, but they're actually giving us arrows this time.
Yeah. You can't get rid of me that easily.
A machine gun goes into action. That guy ain't human.
Might as well give in and save yourself trouble.
His electric energy sets the plane on fire.
Tell me if it gets too hot for you.
Panic-stricken, the gangster leaps from the burning plane.
He's got no parachute. I guess I'll have to save him.
Help!
I've got you now, pal. Let's go down and talk things over.
What the? Future's superpower brings him safely to Earth.
Now to talk over a few things.
His radio mind picks up the thug's thought waves.
I can read your mind. Your boss is going to on air soon, and you're hoping I don't go back and pick up the broadcast. Okay, I got one question. If he could read their minds, why didn't he read the other ones earlier in the script? That grab the car, read their mind to where they were going, and get there before them and deal with the boss. Why doesn't he read people's
I
minds?
don't know. First off, maybe his telepathic abilities there only have a limited range. Like that's one possibility.
Well,
yeah.
Remember when he stopped.
Another answer is if that was the case, the story, his story was slated for 11 pages from what I saw. It'd basically be cut in half. If you think about
Yeah. Well, there's that, but I'm just thinking about the logistics of it. What would get him to solve this a lot faster? I'd be, if I had that power, I'd probably be using it more and helping me fight the crime stuff, right? Read the kid.
Some people still might try to use it to like conquer the world, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for the bad guys. But I'm just saying for
megalomaniacal vision they have.
Yeah, I'm just talking for the good guy. It seems more appropriate to use it a lot more to, get the information you want without, having to, you know, float above a car magnetically, because if you got the information, then you can just, drive there yourself. Forget about the all the cloak and dagger stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, I think you read his part, right? You read his dialogue. Yeah. Okay. What sort of man are you anyway? Back at the gang hideout. X27 A14 BZ249.
Where's the code book? Quick.
Guess one of the books ran off with it, or guess one of the
Boys,
books ran off with it.
Your thoughts give you away. Again, it's hidden in the transmitter. Your boss is waiting for an answer. Tell him you've got his message.
Captain Future blasts the treacherous thug as he shouts a warning. There's trouble, Chief! Captain Future, ugh!
Take that.
Securing the codebook, he translates the strange broadcast.
So that's it. They're going to blow up the great ammunition depot in Slovenia and blame it on America? I've got to work fast.
Attuning himself to the ether waves, he races across the ocean.
Someone's trying to get the United States and Slovenia into a war. I find out the details of the plot, it'll be too late.
Arriving in Slovenia.
Out of my way, boys. It's a matter of life or death. And they wouldn't understand you because they don't speak English.
Well, those little details, they didn't really
think about. Yeah, I know. I'm just. I throw it out there.
I've that before too.
Yeah.
In the office of Boris Klubek, Slovenia's Secretary of War.
There's a plot afoot to plunge our countries into war.
Really? You interest me. A treacherous blow from behind catches Captain Future off guard.
Ugh.
He knows too much. We've got to blow up the ammunition depot at once, and him with it. Okay, Chief. A tearing explosion levels the great depot. Boom! But Captain Future's tremendous strength brings him through safely.
I'm lucky that Popov regenerated my powers. So, Klubek's involved in the plot. He thinks I'm dead now. So I go back and see what I can find out.
Climbing agilely, he scales the steep wall to Klubek's office. Things are shaping up, boys. I want you out at headquarters at once for a final conference.
Now for action.
Yeah. Again, with thought waves like that, do this
Yeah.
coordinate. You know.
Yeah, I usually bring my voice down. Just now for action.
Yeah. Won't be now, eh, Chief? As the last car starts for the Clubex headquarters.
Hold on, pal. I've got business with you. You're talking to me out of Clubec's hangout and no funny business.
That's what you think. What happens if I don't?
What's that tree? Do you want the same thing to happen to you?
Don't hurt me. I'll take you there. Within sight of the headquarters, the driver bolts. I got one Clubeck.
Stop if you know what's good for you. You're not getting any further, my friend.
Whoa! Oh, that's a kill shot right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Throwing a
Like,
car at a bad guy. Oh boy, man, these riders had something, didn't they?
yeah.
Dang. I'll stop him by throwing a car at him.
Hey, I was going to say better than a tree, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Before we see anything. Hey. Oh, listen to the news. It was just radio.
I thought, what about the one before, Mighty Jump?
Huh?
Didn't do that panel. A Mighty Jump?
Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I was just about to too. You just I was just going back to read.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to read something in the next panel. Sorry.
No, but I was kind of reading to show the comment there.
Oh, okay.
A mighty jump carries him across a high wall.
I'll see what's doing inside.
Within the castle, Captain Future's radio ear picks up an ominous conversation.
So that's it.
My efforts have been successful. America and Slovenia are on the brink of war. Another day should be the outbreak. His great television power conjures up the face of the Secretary of War. A battleship has already landed Marines to protect American interests here. They are marching toward the capital and will fall into the trap which I have laid. Then the war will be on in earnest. The great door shatters before his outstretched hands.
There won't be any war if I can help it.
Man-made lightning scatters Klubek's henchmen. Look out!
Not so brave when it comes to fighting yourselves, eh?
Help!
I might have known rats can't stand up and fight like men.
Ugh! Don't hit me! He blasts a thrown bomb in midair.
Here's a taste of your own medicine.
As Klubeck turns to escape,
Come back here. I need you.
let me go! We'll split.
So you've ordered your troops to ambush American Marines. Sure, I'm headed the right way.
Yes, don't drop me. Meanwhile, the Marines, marching unaware of the deadly trap which awaits them, just as Captain Future appears overhead. Fire!
Those Marines, they'll be killed.
His terrific biceps stop the shell. The Americans are saved. They boom! Whee!
Just in time.
Help! Huh? What is this? The Marines prepare to fire on the Slovenians.
Hold it, fellows. It wasn't their fault. Uh, the Slovenians were sort of being led into a trap too. How about it? Quebec's going to talk, or do I have to make you?
Don't hurt me. I'll confess everything. After getting control of munitions plants in both countries, I had the Ohio sunk and the American ambassador murdered. The plan was to force America to declare war on Slovenia and then clean up by selling munitions to both sides.
Fortunately, uh, your little plot didn't work.
His great work finished, Captain Future speeds back over the seas.
That's done. I wonder what's next on the program.
Don't miss the next episode in Captain Future's Battle for Justice. See next month's startling comics. All right, Rick. So, overall impressions of the story here.
Pretty good, pretty good. There was a couple minor leaps in logic, as I sort of pointed out, but overall, it was good. It was enjoyable. Especially since I didn't know the character. But yeah, I'm seeming to like him. I can definitely see some similarities to like Superman with him. Maybe a couple others. I'm not sure whether we've read them before ourselves together or not, but it was I won't say it was better, but it was definitely standard.
All right. Anything more you have to say on this story before we move on?
Not yet.
Okay, so actually, even though I had initially talked about 4, maybe more, I'm going to actually skip Math Right and go into Thesson because we're already past the hour mark here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and move on to Thesson. We'll do like one story with me. Do that one, then Woman in Red, then we'll start to wrap things up.
Okay, well, you get that, start to do that. I'm going to go grab myself something to drink, so I'll be right back.
All right. Your eyes without a face. That's no human race. Eyes without a face. That's no human race. I do. That's some son of the gods here. Try to find it.
Okay, I am back.
There we go. Son of the gods.
Son of the God. Son of a gun? Son of the gods?
Son of the Gods. Let's see. By George Mendel. Discovering the rings of Poseidon used by his ancestor, the Greek hero Theseus, Dr. John Thesson has been endowed with superhuman strength, which is pledged to the service of humanity. After let's see.
After saving.
After saving Europe from the deadly Red Blight, Thesson leaves for the United States. All right, so I'll beat that John Thesson this time.
So you're the guy in the blue?
I'll be the guy in the blue, and you can be the guy in the brown there.
Okay.
Sorry you can't come back with me, Professor.
So am I, John. But good luck to you.
Several nights later, Thesson is aroused in his cabin by terrified cries. Help! That's a woman's voice. I'd better see what's wrong.
Well, he's certainly got a tent in those sheets. Said he was aroused.
Anyways, with the ring of Poseidon in his pocket, Thesson rushes to a nearby cabin. What's going on here?
Keep out of this, mister.
You can be the green guy as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This will teach you not to be curious.
Pow! Surprisingly, Thesson is overcome by mere mortals. All the Athens papers had this cloak's picture. He's supposed to be immortal.
We'll see how immortal he is. Carry him down to the hold.
The son of the gods is thrust into a huge blaze furnace.
Dang it. Wouldn't want him around. Dang it. Wouldn't want him around. Toss him in.
Thought you were tough, Thesson. His senses restored as the searing flames burn his bonds. Thesson remembers the ring of Poseidon. I forgot to put it on my finger. Slipping on the ancient talisman, he crashes through the red-hot walls. This is a close call. I'll never remove the ring again. The entire ship will be ablaze, and I've got a score to settle.
Things are just ringing for him.
Oh.
Here's your
He returns to the cabin just in time.
here's your last chance, Wheeler. Do we get those plans or
You're getting something, thug, but not your plans. Follow me. We've got to reach the boat deck. We're too late. The boats are gone. We'll be burned to death unless we get off. Let's see. The liner explodes as the fire reaches the fuel tank. Boom! Thesson gets the girl to a large piece of wreckage.
no?
Try to hold on a while. Hold on while I rescue your father. Before Thesson can reach him, the drowning man is hauled aboard a yacht. What luck! It's Wheeler. I get him aboard.
Yes, sir, Mr. Giant. Help! Don't let them get me. Take me.
They're getting upstream. I won't reach them in time. The grief-stricken girl explains as the yacht pulls away. I'm Jane Wheeler. Daggett and his gang have been after us since we left Athens. I'm afraid they got your father, miss. Dad's an inventor. We came to Greece 6 months ago because his health was failing. Daggett learned that Dad had completed his plans for a new flying tank and tried to skip them before he submitted them to the United States government. And now the plans are in Daggett's hands. This looks like a new job for me. Yeah, I think this is like another 10-pager or so.
Yeah.
The following. Oh, go ahead.
I just said we'll see how many pages it is as we go along. I guess.
The following morning, a huge form looms on the horizon. Look, Dr. Thesson, we're coming to an island. That's no island, Jane, unless islands move. An immense whale bears down on the tossing raft. I've got to do something. He's coming straight at us. Wielding the broken mast, Thesson impales the lumbering beast. This will stop him.
Wow, they're so nice. He's so nice. Killed a whale.
They were pretty gruesome, weren't they, Rick?
Yeah.
Several hours later, a port Ugris patrol boat spots the raft. We're safe, Dr. Thesson. Haul him in! We'll have to be Daggett back to the United States. Thesson and Jane land at Azores just in time to catch the Clipper. Thanks for your assistance, Captain.
You're renowned. It is a duty. Makes it a duty to help you, sir.
Reaching the United States, they spend several fruitless days seeking Daggett's hangout.
No, we have no Phineas Daggett listed. He may live in the suburbs.
It will take weeks to find him at this rate. Jane, I've got an idea. Maybe it will work. Thesson's lure brings results. I knew Daggett would be looking for expert assistance, and advertised myself as an ordnance mechanic. His estate is up at Branchville. I'm going with you, Dr. Thesson.
No, lady, they're going to recognize you.
Wonder how he's going to respond to that.
It should be, no, lady, they're going to recognize you.
Or something more in lines of, no, you're not coming with me, because if you do, you'll be putting yourself in danger. Something to that effect.
Yeah, well, that's because they'll recognize you.
As they drive toward the arched entrance of Daggett's estate,
I knew I shouldn't have entered that advertisement. Quick, get a rope. Quick.
a noose snakes down and yanks Thesson from the car.
That car better just be stopped, because this makes really no sense. That car is either going too fast and they shouldn't be able to get him with a rope, no matter how quick they are. Or B, even if it's going that slow, they shouldn't be able to get with the rope, because once it got down to around where he is, I think he'd realize it was there and then pull them down or something like that. Yank on it.
Dangling futilely in midair, Thesson is bound hand and foot.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you for get even for what you did to our pals. Stick around, sister.
Daggett's servitors carry the son of the gods to a vaulted cellar chamber.
This is just the beginning.
Whack. A thundering roar arouses the shackled Dr. Thesson. Lions, I'd better free myself. Calling upon the ring of Poseidon, Thesson draws a huge block of stone from the wall. Here's yours now to get Daggett. Thesson makes short work of Daggett's guards. Out of my way, I'm after Daggett game. I'm after bigger game. Now I've got you, Daggett.
On the contrary, Doctor, toss the ring over, or I'll blow the girl's head off.
Confronted by a terrible problem, Thesson yields the ring. Take it, you rat. You won't keep it long. Never mind me, Doctor. Keep the ring.
Long enough for my purposes, Doctor Thesson.
Emboldened by his new-found strength, Daggett leaps.
I've got the upper hand now.
You'll pay for this, you treacherous hound. Let's see. Battling furiously, Thesson is overcome. He's no pushover even without the ring.
Take him out to the car. This time, we'll finish him off.
Daggett contrives a terrible death for the son of gods.
I'm having our friend tied to the middle of that bridge. He'll be torn in half when it opens.
Anyways, sorry. Thesson is left to his fate.
Get busy and raise that bridge. There's a boat passing under.
Daggett summons Jane to witness the gruesome scene.
I thought you might want
Hold
to.
on.
Oh, sorry.
You monster.
I thought you might want to say goodbye to Dr. Thesson. The bridge is opening.
Thesson's body bends as the two sides of the bridge swing upward.
I must say, he does really have long legs, especially in this picture.
3 more inches and I'm done. I'm done for. There must be a way out.
Yes, you don't need the ring for the power. Use the sword. You have the power.
Anyway. Crack! Laugh at this, you fiend. Retrieving the ring, the valiant girl clambers up the mast. Try to lower your hand. I've got the ring.
Okay. How the heck did he get taken out with a broomstick? Does this guy have a weakness to wood?
I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm just checking stuff here. Alright, so anyways, Well, a reminder to everybody, of course, if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking, sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here got your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, anyways, as we continue on here, the ring is returned just in time. Thesson buckles immense girders. Hold on, Jane. I'll have you off in a minute. Reaching down the other side, he draws Jane to safety. Good work, Jane. Let's rush back to Daggett's estate. Thank goodness you're safe. He forces Daggett's retainers to talk. Do you want to bounce off that wall too? Or will you tell us where Daggett's hiding Wheeler? Well, wait. They've got Wheeler in the cellar of a bungalow just above Crescent Beach.
I just don't get how that guy got taken out by a broomstick.
Is that something you noticed? Is that somebody saying in the chat?
No, that's me saying it. Well, I'm calling it a broomstick. It's a stick, looks like a wooden stick. He's got this ring on that's supposed to protect him and all that. Yet he's getting taken out by a broomstick.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. As Thesson and Jane speed toward Crescent Beach, a low-flying plane strafes them. Duck, Jane. He's out to get us. Pulling Jane to the wheel, Thesson springs upward. I'll put a stop to this. Oh, look at that. Look at what he did to the plane. Dang.
Yeah, just by grabbing a wheel.
Torn apart in midair by Thesson's surging string, the plane crashes. Crashes or crushes? It kind of seems more
Probably crashes.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying. Are you all right? Practically everything is. Daggett's dead, and here are the plans of the flying tank. Reaching the bungalow, they come under fire. Keep under cover. I'm going to get rid of those hyenas. Let's see. Bracing his shoulders, Thesson topples the gangster's lair into the sea. Oh my goodness, look at this. He's like dumping the house into the ocean there, into the sea. Look at that. Dang. It winds up the gang.
Yeah.
Jane and her father are reunited. Dad, at last, we found you.
Jane, even if Daggett has the plans, we're together.
Daggett's out of the picture now, Mr. Wheeler. The United States government receives Wheeler's invention. Dr. Thesson, Mr. Wheeler has told us of the part you played in permitting our army to use this flying tank. You've done your country an inestimable service. What was that, Rick?
Oh, I was thinking it was somebody else. I was thinking it was a dad there. Sorry.
I've done nothing more than fulfill my pledge, and there's still a lot to do. Thanson's adventures are just beginning. Watch for them each month in this magazine. All right, Rick. The overall impressions of this story.
Not too bad. Again, there's a few leaps in logic. Probably the biggest one is that Daggett guy getting hit with a broomstick, and it knocks him out or whatever. Gives her enough time to grab the ring, get the ring off his finger, and then get it up to the other guy. It seems he shouldn't be able to be knocked out that easy. Not that I know. I don't think Wood is weakness is him. This guy is not the Green Lantern from this era.
Okay, Desmond's the hero, Daggett's the villain.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You said when you hit Daggett with the broom. I think you meant
yeah. The lady hit Daggett had got the ring by holding what's her name hostage and said, "Give me the ring, or I'm gonna blow the girl's brains out." So he gets the ring, puts it on. Then he takes out the guy, puts him on the bridge to get sort of cut in half as the bridge raises, and then she takes a broomstick, it looks like, or a stick of some sort, hits him on like the arm, the shoulder, and suddenly, or maybe even the head, but suddenly now he's knocked out long enough for her to get the ring and take it up to the guy.
Which could also maybe explain Tesson's earlier being knocked out.
No, they said initially the reason he was able to be captured is he didn't put the ring on. And thus, he put the ring on in the middle of a fire. There's something to be said about I doubt that he would have had time in the middle of that fire to put a ring on either, but there's just some very big leaps in logic, in this thing, I was willing to overlook the first one, but but like I said, it was a decent story overall, except for those two glaring Mack truck size problems, shall we call them?
All right.
Leaps in logic.
Yeah, that's
I enjoyed it overall for sure. Now it's like, how much of a they're not living up to their name of being better comics.
All right. Well, we got
they might live up to their name later on as Standard Comics, because this seems to be pretty standard in a lot of comics of the day and age. Although a lot of them are getting better.
All right, so we're going to hit up one more story and then start to wrap things up. We'll hit up the latest thread from Thrilling Comics number 7. I'm sorry if I'm yawning too much here. Just didn't have a chance to take a nap before the show, so fighting off the drowsies.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm doing it a bit myself too.
Oh, here we go. The Woman in Red. There she is.
Except we can't see her.
Oh, okay. I must have forgot. I must have forgot to. Sorry about that. I must have forgot to share that. Share the screen there.
Right now, she's a woman and nothing because we can't see her.
All right. Is that better?
Okay.
Is that better?
Now she's Is she blushing? She's got this red look to her.
Huh.
She looks reddish. Is she sick?
All right, so this one, as I understand, is only 6 pages, so this one should be a bit of a quicker read than the other two.
Yeah.
Anyways, the woman in red. Peggy Allen, undercover operative, is summoned by the police commissioner. All right, you can be the police commissioner.
You remember Cyrus Manton, the crazy old cooter who
Codger.
died?
It's
Pardon?
Codger.
Cogger? Who
Codger.
died?
Codger.
Codger. The crazy old codger who died some time ago. Well, someone broke into his burial crypt in the Manton Mausoleum last night. Go down there and posing as a reporter and see what you can find out.
Okay, Chief. Wow, so some grave robbing here, huh?
Yeah.
Considering that we're into October now, we're in the month of Halloween, of course. quite a tale to get into, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of grave robbing there. An attendant conducts Peggy to the Manton Mausoleum. Was anything taken out of here last night? I'll let you do. Oh, go ahead.
Not that I know, miss. Here's the boy.
Was Manton buried with that pin?
I don't know. The Undertaker could probably tell you more about that.
Peggy reaches out to touch the pin, but...
Oh, I'm sorry, miss, but nothing can be touched.
Sorry, I didn't know. At the Undertaker's, can you tell me whether Manton was buried with a diamond stick pin? Why, yes, he was. I don't quite trust the Undertaker. I think I'll question the members of the Manton family. Peggy gets some information from Manton's daughter. My father wasn't buried with a diamond pin, Miss Allen. He detested jewelry, thought it an absolute waste of money. I think I'll have to visit the Undertaker again. That night, donning her costume, the woman in red forces a confession from the Undertaker. And of course, this is not Mark Calloway, by the way, everybody.
No.
You know who I'm talking about, right, Rick?
Yeah, from wrestling.
Right.
When you face my Undertaker, you will be destroyed. Funny imitation of Paul Bearer.
Right. I was paid to tell Farrell, the gangster, or anyone who asked, that Manton was buried with that pin. I've already told Farrell. Who paid you? Answer, or you'll be your own best customer. Oh, look at that, the old finger gun trick.
I'm not sure whether that's a finger gun trick. I think she's just pointing at him. Like, you better tell me, or else you're going to be your own customer.
All right. I'll tell it was Scalponi. He threatened to kill me if I didn't do it. Scalponi, Farrell's mobster rival. Don't tell him about my visit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was actually her. Okay. Scalponi, huh? Farrell's mobster rival. Don't tell him about my visit. Don't worry. I won't risk telling Scalponi I double-crossed him. The woman in red decides to spy on Farrell. You want to be Farrell right there?
Okay. Someone tried to beat us to the Manton pin last night. That information got that information we got must be the McCoy. We'll try it for tonight.
Later, I believe the pin on Manton contains the key to the mysterious business. This duplicate may come in handy before the night is over. Farrell and his men arrive at the mausoleum. That's you as the Farrell, Rick.
Okay. Split. Let's see how good you are at opening doors.
Split does a quick job and
let's get that drawer out of the wall. Lively now.
Farrell reaches for the pin.
What a sparkler!
With a startled cry, he releases it. What's the matter, boss? The gang leader crashes to the floor.
Good gosh, he's dead. Those places cursed.
Let's get out of here. After they have gone, now, what could have killed him? He did. Let's touch the pin. The pin is the only thing. Oh wait. The pin was the only thing could have caused the death. I'll try to get it, but not the way Farrell did. The woman in red takes a pair of tweezers and her from her pocket. There's a point on this. What is the secret of the strange death pin? I think I know.
Radiation.
Huh?
Radiation.
Well, that's one possibility, but that's not what I was thinking. She was saying there was like a pin in the pin. I'm thinking somebody put some kind of poison pin on it.
Yeah, possible.
She opens her case with a duplicate pin. All right. This point must contain a virulent poison to have disposed of Farrell so quickly. Do you know what the term virulent means? Rick?
Uh, there, this must be done. This point must be contained a virulent
No,
poison.
Rick. Oh,
I was just reading it over to out loud too. I didn't
oh.
hear you when you read it, so I was just trying to.
You know what
I
the
would say
word virulent?
persistent.
Huh?
I would say it means persistent.
Well, that's one definition. I think in this case, more accurate description would be fast acting, like
Yeah.
strong, fast acting kind of thing. Um, and carefully places the duplicate on Manton's body. Whoever planted the pin should come back for it. For it. Oh, there's a step behind her. Shock! Later, she regains consciousness. Well, they don't get the poison pin from me. They didn't get the poison pin from me. Let's see if the other one is still here. It's gone. My suspicions were right. Someone came back to remove the evidence. Scalponi? A woman in red decides to look in on Scalponi. Scalponi must hold the key to what's been happening. He never did like Farrell. She confronts the gangster. Farrell was killed in the Manton mausoleum this evening. Going to be
Well,
Scalponi as well, there, Rick?
glad to hear it. If only I only wish it could have done. I only wish I could have done it myself.
I know the whole setup. Scalponi, you might as well admit it.
Oh, can't bluff me? That thing's a fake. I've got a real one, right?
Uh, Realizing his slip, Scalponi presses a button on his desk.
You were too smart. Too smart.
Help! She is pitched into an underground tank. I've got to free myself of this cloak so I can move. Suddenly, a huge octopus attacks. An octopus. Looks like I'm done for. Now look at this action right
Yeah,
here. Look at the girl in
yeah,
the dress there swimming around fighting the octopus. Look at that. What do you
yeah.
think of the art right there, Rick?
Pretty good, not bad. The colors are a bit muted, but it is underwater, so that's you know, it's easy to see.
Anyways, Peggy dives to the bottom of the tank to recover the pin. I've got to get that pin. She seizes it just as the deadly tentacles enfold her. Oh, look at that! Oh man, y'all! I mean, that could lead to some interesting innuendo, wouldn't you say, there, Rick?
Yeah. Tentacle hentai.
It's now or never. I hope there's some point to this. She stabs the octopus with the poisoned pin. The poison takes effect. Thank God that's over. Now, gotta get out of here. But Scalponi confronts her again.
If the octopus don't finish you, this will. But first, let me have that pen.
Peggy takes a last desperate chance. Catch! Momentarily forgetting, Scalponi catches the pin and is punctured by the poison tip. Now to get the commissioner with my evidence. Ah! Oh, actually, that should be you. I'm sorry.
Oh!
The first time Manton's vault was entered, it was by one Scalponi's men to plant the poison pin. You were the commissioner.
Yeah. Scalponi went to a lot of trouble to get rid of Farrell, and it almost worked.
The Woman in Red continues her thrilling adventures in next month's issue. All right, Rick. So, overall impressions of this story?
Definitely good. I think it's not to get ahead of myself, but I do think it's the best one of the night. So, I'm saying it not meaning to answer your question that'll be coming up in a few seconds here, but yeah, it really flowed. Maybe it was because I'm half falling asleep. I couldn't tell any big plot errors or whatever, or leaps in logic, But so I'd say I liked it. Well, I liked them all tonight, but some of them had a little bit more flaws than the others. We'll say.
All right. So, all right. So, with that being said, then, so we did go through 3 features tonight. And I know you, but so of the 3 features that we went over tonight, which one did you like? Which one did you like the best, or made the best impression, and why?
Well, as I just alluded to, the Woman in Red I thought was the best tonight. And like I said, just because there was no real leaps in logic, at least not that I could tell from my half falling asleep, it flowed. I think most of it, if not all of it, made sense. Things that happened in it, or at least sense for comic books. I doubt many reporters get this much in trouble over things, but yeah, it was a good article or piece, whatever you want to say, story.
Feature. All right. So, of the 2 remaining, then, which one did you like the least, and why?
Okay, so I think that's gonna have to be the middle one. The Son of Gods. Son of the God. And again, as I talked about when we ended reading it, it had those really couple big leaps in logic, like the ring, he's not wearing the ring. He gets thrown in the fire, and he has enough time just to stand around. Oh, I didn't put on the ring. I need to put on the ring so I don't get hurt. You should be in a blaze at this point. And then, oh, this ring is supposed to protect me from all harm. Yet a broomstick takes me out long enough for the ring to be taken off me and given to its rightful owner. So, and of course I'm mocking it a little bit, but overall it was a good story too. Don't get me wrong. As I said earlier, it's just, and then there was probably a couple of minor.
Overall, the stories have been generally getting better, and we've talked about.
Yeah.
The other thing we talked about is how it is. In fact, I think we were talking about this last week with the stories we read last week, right? Where sometimes the stories are just so good, and there's nothing real, anything real too discernible between the stories that it's hard to pick what one's the best, what one's the worst.
Yeah, right? And like these were all good stories tonight, but because of those couple minor things, well, not so minor, I guess, in some ways, it made it easy, although they were still all good stories, to pick which one was the best one, which one the thing. At least depending on whether you have some sort of standard to go by. And usually, a lot of times it's, how good does it flow and all that. At least for me, how good does it flow? Does it make the characters likable or hate them, depending on whether they're supposed to be a villain or not? How bad is some of the leaps in logic?
Well, one of the things that I was still amazed at is it might have even been in the I think it might have even been in the Thesson story where he just sat there and just threw the car at the bad guy.
Yeah. It was just stood there. Okay, Fitzjoseph's taking off. Later, Fitzjoseph.
All right, see you later, Fitzjoseph.
So, yeah, definitely overall the stories were all good, but like the one that it didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, but the one that just picking out of the three of them, which one it made an impression on me for sure by those leaps of logic, but not a good impression.
Right. All right.
But overall,
anything more you want to say before we move to start wrapping things up?
Nothing that I can think of offhand.
Okay, so today is Sunday, October the 5th, 2025. So why don't we take a look back at this weekend in Nietzsche history. History! Let me just remind myself a few things here. All right. So first off, 20 years ago yesterday, that the MGA Entertainment's Bratz Rock Angels was released on 20 years ago yesterday. 20 years ago yesterday, MGA Entertainment's Bratz Rock Angels was released. Rock Angels being a part of the Bratz movie franchise, or the Bratz franchise. It was, I believe, the second computer animated film that they did when they were starting to do that. So 20 years ago yesterday, Bratz Rock Angels from MGA Entertainment was released.
Bratz Rock some Angels, eh?
Yeah. So now moving on to the next piece in each history as we move ahead to 2020 or 5 years ago yesterday. 5 years ago from yesterday. Let's see. WWE's NXT brand held its 31st takeover event from Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. So, I go down to the. So on on the night, the show opened up with Damian Priest defeating Johnny Gargano to retain the NXT North American Championship. Santos Escobar retained the NXT Cruiserweight Championship over Swerve Scott, the current Swerve Strickland in AEW. Io Shirai, who is known as Io Sky now in the WWE, retained the NXT Women's Championship over Candice LeRae, and Finn Balor retained the NXT Championship over Kyle O'Reilly. So NXT TakeOver occurred 5 years ago yesterday. Now, as we move on from October 4th to October 5th here, this half of the weekend, let's see, on this day 30 years ago, on this date 30 years ago, back in 1995, the 20th issue of Hate from Fantagraphics went on sale on yesterday's date 30 years ago. Of course, featuring the Bradley stories, Uncle Buddy and Who Will Cut My Hair. Guessing this might be some kind of parody magazine, much like Mad TV. See, Uncle Buddy of the Bradleys was written and penciled by Peter Begg, with Jim Blanchard doing the inking and Mary Wooding doing the coloring. Kim Thompson was the editor on these stories. And then Who Will Cut My Hair, written and penciled by Peter Begg, with Eric Reynolds doing the inking. So the 20th issue of Hate from Fantagraphics went on sale on today's date 30 years ago. And 1995 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date 30 years ago, so I grab that. Let's see, JC Staff's Toma Kishiden Oni premiered on Japanese television on this date back in 1995. 30 years ago today, JC Staff's Toma Kishiden Oni. Now, Oni, I do know, is a Japanese word for demon, I believe, or devil, one of the two. I know Metal would probably be able to clear that up, even if I couldn't. All right, so with that being said, for us tonight, now before we head out, Rick, I'm going to give you one more chance to pick if you want to do that, promote any project. Yeah. Tell us what you're doing this week if you'd like.
Well, this week, hopefully, tomorrow, I'm going to be finishing up coloring characters. Like I went through all the pages and colored the characters in on the page. I'll be done all except for 3 pages, and those 3 pages are from the drawing here. I've got one of them. And then I'm going to be going back over all the pages and coloring in the backgrounds, and hopefully I will have all except for 3 pages for that done by Thursday, next Saturday. So that's a lot to do this next week. So I'll be doing some big live streams. And of course, I put my Kickstarter there, which I'm coloring up that book on my channel. And I will get my channel link here in a second to put that in the chat as well. Let's see. View my channel. Yeah. There we go. Link to my channel. So yeah, and that's all I need to put in the chat. Do say just so go subscribe to my channel if you're new here. You know, well, go check it out if you like it. Subscribe.
All right. Well, with that being said, I thank everybody for being here tonight. Of course, we will be back here definitely tomorrow night with more niche news. Rick will be back here next Sunday as well, as we'll be continuing our trip through June of 1940. We're almost done with June of 1940. Only a couple more weeks here of it. Next week we'll be looking at Street Smith books that went on sale in Street Smith, most notably Shadow Comics. The Shadow Knows.
Yeah, and hopefully next week I won't be so tired. Unfortunately,
hopefully won't be so tired either. I won't be like drowsing around either.
Yeah, well, as you know, I did a show last night, and after I got off of it, I meant to be going to bed almost right away, but I ended up chatting with Flit, who is one of the people on my panel last night, and then Metal ended up coming into the thing while we were talking to each other. So it's like.
I get that, Rick. I understand that perfectly because I get caught up on stuff too. Sometimes, it's like sometimes like lately I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Yellow lately, right? And it's like 1 minute it'll be like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and the next it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like oh shoot.
Yeah.
It's like
I ended up talking till about 4 in the morning, and then I went to bed and got up at 8 o'clock to go to church and really have a.
Actually, for me, it's like I got to bed probably about 1:30, got up around 7:30, so I had like about 6.5 hours of sleep, I would say, and got up and was pretty good most of the day. I did but I told you I was really kind of like, all like getting the final things ready before the show when you came on, because I had to run. My family, of course, took me to lunch basically for my birthday. My birthday's coming up Tuesday, and then when then I had to go run an errand after we got back. So I was really, but anyways. And a reminder to everybody, I know I mentioned this earlier today. I will definitely be back, be on the air tomorrow and next Sunday. I just don't know about in between as of yet because, as I told you guys, I do have jury duty this week. If I have to, depending upon when and how I have to report, if I, I'll probably end up if I end up having to go in the one day I'll probably just cancel the stream. If I get put on a jury or something like that, then I'll like put some kind of notice on that about the week shows being canceled because of that. But with that being said, I thank everybody for being here tonight, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow.
Because it's only a day away.